1 Timothy 1 verse 5. Now the end of the commandment is charity out of a pure heart, a good conscience, and faith unfeigned. As stated yesterday, why is my poetry so different from yours? Because you are interested in entertainment, thinking that the song was not extraordinary, not unique, not surprising, or the lyrics are too familiar. The most common scenario is, he claims he can write similar poems. But the problem is, the poetry that belongs to you, you didn't actually create it, but God allowed it to come through you. And because you don't know anything about it, it makes things confusing. In fact, it is clear. Because, like I said, if it's out of your character, you can reinterpret a lot of things. Imagine, even the true meaning of worship and praise, that's when it dawned on you. Indeed, the birth of a classic song, it can be divided into many different parts, but either way, it would be wrong. In short, its birth is indescribable, and even if you think you found something, it's just a fake. And a lot of people will try to figure out, what makes a pop song successful. Actually, the real factor, is that the dominant personality tends toward the song's theme. Once a song touches on that subject, it is as if the public is drinking Coke. In fact, thanks to my Coke, is different, therefore, when communicating with others, they are always incompatible, including a taste for poetry. There is no denying that the poetry of our church, there are also more general tastes, or a more spiritual taste. Although the technique of composing music and lyrics, its existence cannot be erased, but if the song is genuine and 100% from God, then, it can be a complete pipeline. In our church, are there any new songs that I consider classic? In character, they all belong to the spiritual food level. At the same time, God also sent some spiritual milk songs, deeply loved by many brothers and sisters. We must not let a song, it's in the spirit milk class, they say it's not from God, because everyone has different needs. Of course, for songwriters, it's a difference in taste, but in terms of faith, it is linked to the depth of character. In short, spiritual milk, spiritual food, new songs, both are from God, to meet the different needs of the church. And the appearance of the first momentum, allow you to have the relevant skills, without misinterpreting a song given by God. It's like before you do the call position, I need to study naturopathy first to avoid misnaming the disease. Because I am responsible for bringing God's healing, direct to the patient. If I say the wrong name, I can't find the patient, it's not a pipeline. In the same way, even if God gave you a spiritual milk song, but if you lack some basic common sense, easily distorted by the wrong technique or direction, in the end, it can't show the original flavor of the song. So, through the first momentum, taught these techniques, so that you don't suffer from a lack of skill. It's not the most complete representation of God's songs. And these poems, it is a pipeline of different quality and different grades. Because we're not here to entertain or sensationalize, to treat a song's structure, lyrics, melody, etc. Of course, you can hindsight. But since its existence is from God, so it's actually hiding something, it's like the password to the safe. If you don't know the password, naturally, there is no way to start. Instead, when you comprehend the password, naturally, you can talk. In this set of codes, the first 4 numbers are sorted according to a particular principle, the following 4 numbers are sorted according to the value of pi, the following 4 numbers. Even if you can analyze the sequence of the code, but it doesn't mean you can get the contents of the safe. In other words, in terms of taste in new songs, you are not discernment enough. To me, if there's a poem, I was suddenly inspired, let my character, more zealous, persistence, purification, or, the more you sing that song, the more particular I am, to refine certain aspects of character. then I have a special love for it. The reason you don't feel that way, in the absence of this character, to think it's a mediocre song, there is no resonance, and not getting any encouragement, and never felt like you were there. As I once said, a man who has experienced a breakup, when he listened to lovelorn songs, it is as if the experience, once again, fell out of love. Just imagine, for this guy, on ordinary days, you can hide under the covers, a cry, no longer cold, how good that feels. And most importantly, he likes the sad feeling of being there. As for the feeling I like, is to encourage me to adhere to the image of God, the character of God, take this heavenly path. When I am lonely, let me be comforted by God, not self-deception. By this preference, I then, amid the many poems, find my favorite songs, even called it a classic. But you know, what do I mean by classic? Or maybe you don't care, even disdain. This is the difference between you and me. You have no idea who I am. 1 Timothy 1 verse 5. Now the end of the commandment is charity out of a pure heart, a good conscience, and faith unfeigned.
存留及萬千載。